A fresh crisis has emerged in Manipur. In a major escalation, weaponized drones have been used to attack civilians. The Manipur police said that suspected Kuki insurgents fired RPGs using high-tech drones. 2 people have been killed and 10 injured. But serious questions arise after this incident. While access to drones can be possible, how can detonating bombs be available with these insurgents? Who is helping these militants get access to such weaponized drones? And what do we know about the situation? How do we now tackle this situation further? Well, let's open this up to our panel. Major General Sanjay Meston, defense expert, is with us live. Major General Sudhakarji, geopolitical expert, joins us live. Dr. Seram Raojesh, Delhi Mehtai Coordinator Committee convener, is with us live. Pau Jakub Guite is also joining us live, President of Kuki Student Organization. Major General Meston, let me begin with you first. Major General Meston, what do you make of this latest surge in violence in Manipur?
Yeah, the latest surge in violence in Manipur is attributable to a number of reasons. We are aware that since last more than 1 year, the problem has been going on. And actually, the analysis is more of a political problem, and which has resulted into a divide between the two communities, which is actually not desirable. Now, because of all this, obviously, both the communities are targeting each other, and therefore now the enemy, and in this case, China would be making full use of all these kind of insurgents available. And also the terrain is conducive because, from the Myanmar side and now whatever is happening in Bangladesh. So therefore, the enemy is always going to take advantage. The ISI hand will be there. The Bangladesh fundamentalists now who are already on the rise, and of course China. So this weaponized kind of drone being made available is obviously one knows from where the source is. The conduit is from China, and therefore these kind of things are now going to be used more often, and things are going to be critical. Unfortunately, it has a lot of security implications. That the major security implication is that the Indian army per se now starts getting sucked into tackling this big problem in Manipur. We are aware our basic conventional role is to fight war with China there. If our forces start getting tight down here, and sorting out insurgency, which we were doing when I was commissioned way back in 81, 82. I remember my first posting was in Manipur and Nagaland, in a place known as Ukrul, and which was the hotbed of insurgency. So things were stabilized, and things were so good thereafter. It took a lot of time, but I think we are going to go back maybe to that era. And if we go back, the Indian army will have lots and lots of commitments there. And you are telling all these weaponized drones and RPGs, everything. So it's got a lot of security implications. Either we start getting committed on the borders with China, which is a main threat. That is a fundamental threat. And either we get committed here. So this has to be resolved politically. I think the first step the government of India needs to take is get both the ethnicities talking. And I think the peace is only the way forward. It will take time. I know the divide now has gone so deep-rooted. When I was there way back in 82, I remember it was not so bad. The divides, people were living together. So now with the kind of divide which has gone, I think it has to be resolved politically. Army is only there to assist. But if it cannot be controlled, I am sorry to state that things will go out of control. Then the army gets sucked in, and it will be compromising with a basic role which we are to fight the Chinese along the northern borders, and we are aware about the criticality. And another point is now what has happened in Bangladesh. I am going to link up with that also. This Siliguri corridor, I commanded my brigade in Nathula, so I am aware about the implications of the Siliguri corridor. So the entire northeast now has got a lot of connotations. The conventional threat from China, especially the Siliguri corridor, manifesting also now from Bangladesh. The terrorism and all these fundamentalists who are now being given a free hand. I think the security situation does not augur well for Northeast, and therefore we need to address this area on top priority. We need to stabilize our internal security, especially in Manipur. Yes. And simultaneously, I think we have to, I think the foreign minister has made a very good statement that now we have no choice but to deal with the government of the date. I think in Bangladesh also we need to start talking lest things go out of control, Uday.
Absolutely. But the concerning aspect, of course, Major Sudhakarji, what I'd like your take as well to this fresh violence and what you believe has caused it, is the fact that weaponized drones have also been used. Now, this is a very concerning development in this latest incident.
Yeah, Uday, good evening. Thank you for getting me to your show. Let me compliment the previous co-panelist, General Meston. In fact, it couldn't have been better. I entirely agree with him. But number of occasions, I have, through your channel, expressed my views without contradicting anybody, giving my perspective. Let's not look at one incident or one particular violent flare-up in isolation when you are dealing with the security. The dots have to be joined, the bigger picture has to be understood. I have often shown a book called The Great Game East through your channel. Those who have read the book, they need to reread the book. And I would say our Mandarins sitting in South Block, they should go through this book time and again. There is a deeper and bigger conspiracy in play. And that deeper and bigger conspiracy, I have also said, Act East policy of India is a no-go case as of now. Similarly, making any kind of infrastructure development, the trilateral highway connecting with X, Y, Z, it's a very, very distant dream now as of now, because the situation is definitely getting out of hand. There is no messaging. It is as if the war is on. India is under attack. I've just come back from Dehradun after attending a mega event, national level. Let me quote this small little episode that happened there so as to highlight, because what is happening in Manipur also is what is relevant to what is happening elsewhere inside India. There was a gentleman who was coming from place A to B. He was rounded up by a group of people and he was beaten up. And when the gentleman went to the police station to lodge an FIR, he was declined politely. He said, sorry, we cannot lodge this FIR. So the civilians standing there, they started taking names of people who, in support of filing the FIR, could stand with the gentleman. So somebody came and took my signature. I happened to be attending a seminar, come workshop or whatever. It was the Shashwat Bharat. This event was taking place. So what I'm trying to say, there is a bigger picture emerging. In the West, we have Pakistan. There is a revival of proxy war to the south of Pir Panjal as also to north of Pir Panjal. Although the ceasefire is in place, but still the bat actions are taking place against Indian troops. Also, there is infiltration going on. The space platform is being used extensively. So now you look east, what is happening. The drone, let's not get flared up by only one drone. This, like I agree with General Meston, you will have number of platforms, number of drones coming further. There is an angle of China's hand in this. There is an angle of the powers elsewhere in the world. To be precise, USA is also involved in this. If you study the Myanmar dynamics in past 11 months, if a TV discussion, panel discussion was good enough, India would have found a solution 11 months or 12 months back. But it is not that easy. There are bigger angles which are in play. We need to identify the stakeholders correctly and adopt a very sustainable kind of orientation and approach to find a permanent solution. If there was any misunderstanding between Kukis and Mai Tai, yes, there is one. I would say it's a historic one. Then why was there peace between 2008 when the SAO was signed and 2023? The last year I'm talking of. There was nothing happening. The violent level had gone down. So why is it that it has picked up momentum? So therefore, it is suffice to say that China is not taking it too kindly with the development which is taking place. Namely, you have Tista River Agreement, which Sheikh Hasina had actually turned the table in favor of India. You also had similar kind of things which are in the lineup, which Bangladesh, particularly, let me give you the example of Sonadia Port. Sonadia Port was supposed to have been included in the list of BRI projects. 38.5 billion money has been committed to Bangladesh, out of which over $20 billion have been committed. Roads, pipelines, highways, railways, renewable energy, docking facilities, the ports for the submarine. There are Chinese submarines which are docking in Bangladesh port today. So there is a bigger angle. By going into Bangladesh and creating what they have done, they have opened the gateway into the Seven Sisters. Although Bangladesh has got borders with five provinces, but the
Yes.
Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes.
So now, last
Yes,
one
I'd
line.
like to take that to Pauja Koop Goite as well. Pauja Koop Goite, now, you know, what is concerning, of course, here is who is actually given these weaponized drones to the insurgents from the Kuki community. You know, this is a very concerning development, and one wonders how they are getting access to these weapons.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on your show. My question is, who told you and who make you believe that the Kuki people, the Kuki volunteers use such automatic level of machines? Who make you believe? As a media house.
That's the allegation of the Manipur police.
No, you can't believe anyone coming up from the Home Department of the government. See, if someone who does not believe his own voice, saying it's doctored, can believe something which he has not seen. The Home Department has never seen anything. Who is the thinker?
Mr. Goite, the visuals of those drones are on our screen right now.
No, that's not ours. There's no confirmation that it's belong to the Kuki people. It's not. There's no assurance. No, not at all. If someone who does not believe his own voice, saying it's doctored, do you believe him saying this is such thing?
Okay, who is behind this? Who is behind this attack, according to you?
Yeah, attack is clear. Yeah, they are Kuki volunteers. See, whatever we demand, the Maydays oppose. Then, whatever the Maydays shoot, we have to oppose by shooting back. That is what we call defense. They attack us, we are obligated to shoot back. That's what we oppose. And what the Maydays oppose, we demand. Our political aspirations demand is being opposed by the Maydays. And they shoot us, and we have to oppose in the form of defense. We have to shoot them back. That's my concern. Who is that stinker? Who is that stinker belonging to the Home Department, Police Department of the state government, who make you believe NewsX as a media house? You have to undergo fact check. You can't just believe those visuals.
If you don't believe the police and you don't believe the Home Department, one wonders who one will believe then. Dr. Seram Rajesh, let me bring you in here. Dr. Seram Rajesh, what do you make of this incident that has occurred in Manipur? Who do you believe is behind it, Dr. Rajesh? And what do you make of the fact that weaponized drones have now also been recovered from the area?
No, in fact, thank you that you actually discussed a very serious national security issues that yes, of course, the conflict has been going on in the last 15 months, but yesterday's drone attack by the Kuki militant is the first kind of attack. And you also, all the documentary evidence are there that the Kuki militants are using. They started from where they started the drone and how they put bombs into the public places. And the lady who actually she was killed inside their house is a civilian. And they can put any bombs inside the Imphal, so they have already tested it and they have actually executed. But the question remaining is that Manipur is part of India, and the Meitei or Kuki, even this is part of the larger. It should be concerned for a larger Indian national security. But there are 65,000 armed forces are there in Manipur. But how these security forces allows these Kuki armed militants or anybody who have holding illegal arms, they openly allowing to establish bunkers inside the hills, and they are not taking action against them. This is something very serious. So Manipur, if what is actually people are saying is that if Manipur is part of India, then the protection of life and liberty should be with the responsibility to the state. But if state fails, and again, you also see that in the last 15 months, it has completely failed to protect the lives and liberty. And yesterday's attack is a major, actually, indications that many of some areas which as a Kuki can do anything is that when the Kuki groups attacked for 3 hours yesterday, and the state police are trying to actually respond to that particular attack. Out of 3 hours attack, none of the Assam Rifle Central Security Forces, they were not coming to actually bring normalcy in that particular area. So this is not the first incident. There are many incidents in the last 15 months. Let me also tell you one small example. In January 2014, from January 1 to January 7, there were 5 days continuous attacks by the Kuki militants by using rocket launchers in the Mori town to the police state commandos. And that in 5 days attack, again, the security forces, Assam Rifles, and all these forces, they never come to support the state forces. So unfortunately, the police commandos who were known to actually...
Yes. We've lost you. We've lost you. We've lost your connection, unfortunately, your audio. Pao Jakub Goite, you want to respond to him?
Yes, sir.
Please respond.
While tracing the origin of the yesterday's attack, saying the attack was first launched by the Kuki people, it's never like this. It's never the Kuki people attacked them first. It was just a mere response and reaction to the 31st August nationwide rally that was held across the nation, especially the national capital, under the leadership of Kuki NP and Kuki Students Organization. We held a mass protest which was vehemently opposed by the Meitei societies in not only in Delhi but across the state. There are about 5 organizations. They submitted letter which I see in my own naked eyes. I went to the police station. The police received a complaint, but I rebutted them. But unfortunately, the police didn't accept it. But however, thanks to the Delhi police, they allowed us with certain terms and conditions that we carried out the protest peacefully. We ended the protest.
Let me take that straight across to Major General Meston as well. Major General Meston, how do we move forward now? How do we bridge the gap between the two sides and move forward for peace? Because we certainly don't want more violence. And now, with this latest development with weaponized drones being found, surely the casualty toll will go up in the future. And this is something we would want to avoid.
Yeah, absolutely. You have asked a very pertinent question. What is the way forward? And I think the way forward is very simple. Firstly, it's a political solution. And what is the solution? I'll now give you an example. In 94, I was in Rwanda and Mozambique. 94 January, we were inducted to Rwanda. I was a major in the Indian Army as a United Nations military observer, where we saw the 2 ethnicities, the Hutus and Tutsis. They have a 500-year-old history of fighting and what kind of hatred they had against each other. Paul Kagame, who is the president of Rwanda, since 2000, 24 years now he's been president, he has been elected again and again. He is a Tutsi. Let me tell you, he's united the same 2 communities. So why I'm giving you the example of Rwanda, same Rwanda today is one of the most developed countries in Africa. The people of the country are united by its president. So therefore what I'm giving you this example is, Hutus and Tutsis over there, who were fighting each other, what kind of butchery I've seen. It was the worst genocide, 1.5 million genocide, people were killed there. The same communities here, the Tutsis and Kukis have also existed here for ages, and I have seen them very peacefully, and General Sudhakarji also pointed out a period where they were existing peacefully. So what has really happened in the last 1 odd year? I think it is a political issue, and politically it has to be resolved. I've heard 2 gentlemen, and sometimes one come across people from both the communities. Let me tell you, the hatred has started going deep. Are we going to promote this hatred, or we are going to promote unity? And I think if the government of India, the Chief Minister of Manipur can promote this unity.
Absolutely. We certainly need to promote that unity. Last word to you, Major General Sudhakarji, on the way forward.
Excellent. I compliment General Mestin for whatever he has said. Let me just remind our people, how many of us have understood the changing dynamics of Myanmar? Does anyone know that the Tatmadaw is the military junta which is to operate on behalf of China earlier? The same Tatmadaw is being targeted today by China. Does any one of us know? Why is it so? So there is, you see, let's not make, because NewsX is such a, I would say, very transparent and accountable channel which gives out the accurate facts. Let's not bring the Kuki and Mai Tai into the panel, because we have seen peace for a long time there. We have also seen violence erupting all of a sudden.
We have to give all sides a voice,
Last
sir.
point.
We have to give all
One
sides
line.
a voice, but yes, the gap must be bridged.
One line.
Yes.
One line with my recommendation to the government of India to bring peace to this particular region is to identify the problem accurately, make a spectrum of short term, medium term, and long term in X and Y, Z axis, different levels. Let's contain the area, localize the area wherever it is actually happening in this manner. Lot of effort has gone in. It is unfortunately not been publicized. Despite the violence, a lot of things are taking place. And cookies I have seen as peaceful as Mai Tais are. Mai Tais I have seen as peaceful as others are. The unnecessarily bringing them into a confrontation in the TV panel discussion, it will degenerate the situation.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.